Down at the Pink Pony Club, I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. Hello everyone, welcome back to another TBR video. This one is for the month of February, if you couldn't tell from, what month it is and the title, but I'm really looking forward to this month's game. I am excited to see kind of how the game is this month. I had a pretty rough mini Star Hop last month, and the game wasn't exactly the nicest to me last month. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't like super nice. So I'm intrigued to see whether we keep going in this same thread, or maybe it'll be even worse, maybe a little nicer. I'm hoping for a little bit nicer just because I have a lot of things I would like to get done in the month of February. I do have just a lot of responsibilities, I guess, that I need to address and that I've kind of been pushing off and not really prioritizing. So February should be the month of being productive for me. But I am hoping that kind of bleeds over into my reading as well. So I'm really productive in reading as well as in the other things I need to in my life. So that's kind of the goal with it. But I still hope that the game isn't too harsh. Let's first start off by seeing how I did for the month of January. So here is my stack for my January TBR. The only one that is not on here is Hope of Elantris, which I read in the place of my mood read, which I did read. Then we have The Phase Bride, which was for a book with LGBTQ plus rep, which I read. This one is in place of the 9th Wayward Children's book, which was a wormhole pick, which I also read. Assassin's Fate, which was for a book over 700 pages. I read it. Elantris, which was for a reread. I read this one as well. Wind and Truth, this honking book, was for a book that starts on a page greater than 1. I did read this one. The Reckoning, which was for a black hole pick, and that one I started. And Spark of the Everflame was for a free pick spinner wheel, and I also read that one. So I won for the month of January. I'm really proud of it because there were some pretty long books on here, and I will admit, with Zodiac Academy, The Reckoning, I did just start it. This is not a book that I have made significant progress on. It pretty much was started so that I could count this as a win, but I am still counting it as a win because technically I did win. So yay me, I'm really happy about this, but I did officially win for the month of January, which means I get to remove one of my extra black holes from the board. We are starting off this game well. I'm hoping this vibe continues. Okay, I am very excited to be able to remove this black hole from the board. Whew, now we just have one extra black hole on the board. I think this is going to be a good month. I can feel it. Okay, here we go. Starting with a 7, I think that's good. Nice, perfect spot. And our prompt is Booktuber Fave. Okay, I can do that. Okay, we are starting off pretty well. I'm very happy about this beginning, and we got a star prompt, which was Booktuber Fave, and for this one, I have decided to go with Aragon. Now, I know I did a reread of this series last year, but when my husband and I first started dating, he would call me on his way home from work, and I would read Aragon aloud to him, and it was just I don't know, it was kind of our thing. Now looking, saying that, it sounds a little bit weird because we have audiobooks and stuff, but anyways, it was a thing that we did, and so we decided that we're gonna kind of start that back up again because we stopped reading at the end of Eldest, I think, and so I want him to finish the series because this is one of my favorite series from when I was a child, and I recently reread it, really enjoyed it. I feel like this series holds up. I love it. Plus, I think I'd really like to read this illustrated edition and be able to see all the different art that's in here. So this is going to be going on to the TBR. I am not positive if it will be finished in the month of February though, and this one will, I'm just going to not say that this one has to be finished because it will be going at the pace that I'm reading it with my husband. So yeah, this one is going on, but it will be a whatever pace it takes type of book and still be counted as long as I'm actively reading it. So Aragon's going on. I'm really looking forward to jumping back into this world because I love it. I love it so much. This is one of my favorite series, and I can't wait to jump into this. Oh, and I forgot to mention the booktuber fave that I chose this from, and she's actually like does book talk and booktube, but her name is Emma Skies, and this is her holding up Aragon. So yes, it is indeed a booktuber's favorite book, or one of their favorites. Next roll, let's keep going. The nice vibes. An 8. I have no idea actually, but I think it's good. Ooh, this was an extra black hole before. I am so glad that's gone now. Okay, a hyped book. That's also pretty easy. This is going surprisingly well. Okay, we are sticking with the star prompts. This one is for a hyped book. And for that, I have decided to put on Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I think that this series is extremely hyped. I think it's hyped all over the bookternet, and for good reason. I absolutely love this series. It is so good. This is a reread for me. I am rereading the Cosmere with my Patreons, and the book for the month of February is Mistborn: The Final Empire, the first book in the Mistborn Era 1 trilogy. This trilogy is just so comforting to go back to. I absolutely love the characters, the setting. I have such a good time with it. I just like to sink into this world and the plot. It's so much fun for me. I mean, the first line of the book when I hear like ash fell from the sky, I get so excited to read it. So I'm really looking forward to jumping back into this series. This is an adult high fantasy series, and it's set in a world where you have the Ska, who are kind of like the lower class. They are definitely looked down upon by the upper class. And we are following this group of criminals who are going to pull off a heist. And our main character, Vin, is a 16-year-old girl who was pulled off the streets for some abilities that she has that's going to be useful to this crew. And I'm really looking forward to reading it again and chatting about it with my patrons and kind of having the discussion around it, because this is one of my favorite series of all time. So yeah, I'm really hoping those who haven't read it before will love it. Those who are rereading it with me will also be able to just gush about how much we love this. And yeah, I like having some rereads on my TBR, and I'm kind of realizing that so far I have 2 rereads on here, which is awesome. I'm excited about it. I think this is gonna be fun. Okay, come on, let's keep it up. A 2. Ooh, that's great. I mean, I didn't even really need to move the camera back out for that. So those of you who don't know, comments are free spaces. So if we land on one, it's a free space, and I just get to roll again without picking a book. Next roll, please be nice. A 3, seriously? Come on, let's get some bigger numbers. Okay, we'll take it, it's fine. 1, 2, 3, and another star. We're getting all stars. I like it, but I'm nervous. Hardcover, again, really nice. It's being too nice, but I'm excited about it, but nervous. Okay, another star. We got a comment, then a star. I'm liking that, but the prompt is hardcover. And this one I'm a little bit embarrassed that this is going on, because this was my Patreon buddy read for the month of December. And I did start it last month, but I didn't finish it. And that is Foul Days. I am so behind on this, and honestly I just am not super invested in it, but I do want to finish reading it because it was a Patreon buddy read. I'm just struggling. I'm trying to make myself do this. So it's going on the official TBR, so it has to be read for the month of February. This is an adult fantasy book that is set in a world where 2 different cities are divided by a wall, and one is kind of plagued by these monsters, and the other one, the wall is protecting them from the monsters. We're following a witch who kind of helps out her city, which is the one that has the monsters, during the time that they're there, and she has some issues with things in her past that are coming back to haunt her on a regular basis and causing her a lot of issues. I feel like the world is really intriguing. I'm just not super invested in the characters, so that's kind of hard for me, but this is going to be finished this month. I am already about halfway through. Usually I won't put books on the TBR if I'm that far through them, but this one has to be finished. I need the motivation for it, so it's going on the official TBR for the month of February. I need this. Okay, come on, big numbers. A 4, that is not a big number, but okay. Hey, our first non-star prompt. We're getting a moon, and it is a 1-word title. Can do. Okay, we got our first non-star prompt, and it is a moon of one-word title. And for that, I'm going to be putting on Sunshine by Robin McKinley. This is a book that was sent to me by my sister for our monthly book exchange. This year, we are including my niece in this. So for the month of January, I sent to my niece and my sister sent to me. And this is the book that my sister sent me. Next month, my niece is going to be sending to me and I'll be sending to my sister. So we're going to kind of be switching it up, but I'm really excited for this one. And the prompt for the month was a book by your favorite author. So one of my sister's favorite authors is Robin McKinley, and I had never heard of this book by Robin McKinley. I've heard of several of her books, but never this one. And I'm very intrigued. It almost sounds like a Beauty and the Beast retelling with vampires, and I'm excited for it. I like Robin McKinley's writing style. She has a very fairy tale feel to her stories. And I think that a fairy tale-esque story with vampires sounds awesome. I'm really excited to jump into this one and just kind of like see this different side of Robin McKinley's writing. So yeah, this one is going on to the TBR. I'm really looking forward to it. We're kind of doing this game with the books that we're sending where we'll read them and kind of rate them, and we'll see who knows each other's taste the best based on like the books that we send them and how well we like them. It's just for fun. Like, I know I'm overly competitive, but this is just a fun exchange thing we're doing, but I'm really hoping to love this one. I'm excited to try it out, and it is officially on to the February TBR. Okay. We don't want a 4 or an 11. No 4s or 11s, and we're good. Come on, be nice. You got it. A 5. Ooh, I was nervous there for a second when I saw the 2, but we are good. 4, 5. Lovely. Double star. And we need a book box that's a paperback. I am going to be honest, book boxes almost always are hardbacks. So this just is not going to work. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to draw them again. Like, I'll stick them back in there, but that's just, they don't go together. They don't go together well. Audiobook and buddy read. See, that I can do. Okay, I know I had to switch out the prompts on that one, but book boxes just don't really send you paperbacks. You know what I mean? I think I might have gotten 2 that I can ever remember, and I have actually read them both. So like, it just wasn't gonna work. So I did have to switch it, unfortunately. And the prompts turned into audiobook and buddy read, which is kind of perfect because I do audiobook a lot and I love fitting buddy reads on here. So the book that I'm putting on is Daughter of the Forest by Juliette Merlier. This is my Patreon buddy read for the month of February, and I will be both doing audiobook and physical reading of this book, so it definitely counts. I was also sent this book in the exchange with my sister from last year, from the month of December, and I haven't read it yet, but I really want to read all the books that she sent me, and I think this is the last one from last year. This will be my final one. And this is one that's been on my radar for a really long time. My friend Abby read it and absolutely loved it. And so I'm really excited to jump into it. I've heard that this is a really beautiful atmospheric world and that the writing is really beautiful. And I'm just really looking forward to this book. I really love having those atmospheres that draw you into the story, and the writing this kind of makes you sink into this world. So that's what I'm hoping for in this book. I don't really know too much about it, although I do think it's a retelling of a like fairy tale or myth, but I'm not positive which one. I will let you know after I have read it, but this is officially on the TBR. Really looking forward to it. And I think that this cover is just so beautiful as well. Like the colors and the artistry within the swan is just beautiful, and yeah, I can't wait. I think this is going to be a book that I absolutely love. I could see this author being an author I really love as well. I have several books from her, so I'm hoping I love this because I have a lot more from her that I can read if I do. Okay. No 6s. We don't want a 6. Anything but a 6. Literally anything but a 6. Ooh, we can do this. We are so close. Okay. Here we go. No 6s. No 6s. We got a 7. Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I am so excited about this. This is a good game. This is a good one. I am so happy. Okay, let's jump in and see what the spinner wheel gives us. Okay, we are officially at the end. This is crazy. I think that the game hasn't been this nice to me in quite a while. How many books do I have on? I have, okay, I already have 5 books on, so it's not that short, but still, it feels like it was. Maybe I'm just getting so used to the really, really long TBRs that 5 or 6 books seems extremely short to me, but I'm really happy about it. Let's jump into the spinner wheel. For those of you who don't know, I spin a wheel of prompts, and then whatever prompt I get, I have 10 seconds to find a book that fits that prompt, or I have to spin again, or if I spin the same prompt that I got last month, which was free pick, I also have to spin again. So here is my timer. I have like a few books in mind that I would like to fit onto the TBR. I don't have a huge stack of books. I did manage to fit a lot of the books I want to read onto the TBR already, so it's going to be other books that aren't necessarily like the very, very top of my list, but I think like I think it'll be good. Okay, here we go. Let's spin it. Oh no! Free pick. Okay. Is it on? I think my timer I don't know if it's dead or not. This is the book I want to pick though. I'm so sorry. I think my timer battery is dead. I apologize. I did know what book I wanted to read though, so I think we're okay. I picked Master of Sorrows by Justin T. Call. I am rereading this book again because I want to continue on with the series and read the second book. And I read this one years ago, absolutely adored it. And then I was going to read the second one right when it came out and I never got to it. Then I reread this book a couple years ago. Again, loved it and never got to the second book. And this time I'm determined. Like, this is the year that I am going to read the second book in the series. But I want to reread this one first. So this one is going on my TBR. It has no cover. I apologize. It came off the black and gold bookshelves. But Master of Sorrows is going on. And I'm going to continue on with the series after this. I am so annoyed with myself right now. Like, I should not have to reread a book twice before I get to the second book. But yes, this one is on, and I do have to spin again, and my battery is dead. Let me see if I can find some batteries before the next spin. Fingers crossed, we'll see. Okay, I got new batteries for the timer. Hopefully it works well this time. But we're gonna have to spin again because free pick was the same thing that I got last month. And so now I have to spin again and put another book on this TBR. I was just saying how nice it was being to me. I feel like I jinxed it, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I do have ideas for some easier books to put on there if I spin the right prompt, so it could be okay. I just think I probably need a little bit of a shorter book on there because I'm looking over here and none of these are short. Like, they aren't the longest, right? We don't have a Wind and Truth on here, but they're not short. I don't have any short ones in there. So here we go. Trying it again. Got this. Why am I so nervous? Oh, I need to turn the volume up again. Ooh, okay. I don't need to be nervous about this. We've got this. Here we go. We're spinning. Okay, we got this. Yes, okay, series. Working, great. I think this is gonna be my best call for it. Come on, come here. Got it. Got it. This is another one that is kind of along the same veins as Master of Sorrows, where I read this and I have to read the next book in the series, but I need to reread the series because I'm starting to get a little lost. This has taken me so long to read this graphic novel series because I have been reading it as they've been coming out and I just don't remember it well enough at this point. So I did reread the first one a little bit ago and then never continued with it. And now I'm I'm determined. So I'm rereading the first one again, and I'm hoping to at least every month get one of the monstrous ones on here until I'm caught up. Or maybe more than one, right? Like I would love to be caught up with this series and read the most recent installment in this because I love it. I think this is an amazing graphic novel series. I have such a good time with it. It's an adult high fantasy graphic novel series in a very complex world. There's a lot of political stuff going on. The magic is interesting, and I just really would like to be caught up on it. But I do want to reread it. And this time I'm determined, like I'm determined to know what is going on because I have reread recently enough. That's something I think I'm working on a lot in 2025, so this one is going on. Plus, it's short. I had a couple of options that I was potentially going to go with depending on what it was, but this one was just the one that came to my mind the fastest, and I kind of like panic grabbed it. So this one's on the list. Okay, here's my stack for the month of February. I thought it was nicer to me, but this stack actually looks like it's a pretty decent page count and will be like a solid amount of reading for me. So we have Foul Days for a hardcover book, Sunshine for a book with a one-word title, Daughter of the Forest for a buddy read audiobook, Mistborn for a hyped book, Master of Sorrows for a free pick, Monstrous for a series, and Aragon for a booktuber fave. So here we have our February TBR. I am excited about it, but a little bit nervous at the same time. I think that it's going to be more reading than I'm expecting. And in all fairness, Aragon is one that I'm not going to make myself finish this month in order to count it as a win. But yeah, this is still a decent amount of reading. These two are, actually there are 4 rereads on this TBR. Of the 7 books on here, 4 of them are rereads, which I'm hoping will help me to read more quickly and get through them more quickly, but we'll see. Definitely these 2, I think it should. This one I'm reading with my husband, so that might not be. And Mistborn, I really want to kind of like dig in and like mark it up a little bit and stuff, so yeah. We'll see how this goes. I have high hopes for February, though. I definitely think I can complete it, and I am hoping to do like a bonus extra readathon this month, so I think I should be able to do it for February. I think it should work out. Anyway, let me know how your reading is for the month of February. Let me know what books you're excited to get through to, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.